go up in there acting fucking nervous and stupid, saying stupid shit, then yeah. But if you just chill, speak the lingo, like they're not gonna fucking take offense and be like, "Hey, you're being fucking racist." No, they're gonna talk. You better understand them. Like,
What is up, everybody? That's what I forgot. God damn it, I knew I was forgetting something. Moosack. We need Moosack. Here, we'll just blam. We'll just play all. I can go away. Boom. I can't hear the Moosack. Oh. Right. Can you guys hear the music? I sure can't. Doesn't sound like it's going through at all. Oh. It's muted. There we go. The Moosack is going through now. Okay. There we go. Oh, man. I hope you all had a very good Christmas and a Happy New Year and all that. You know, I had a great Christmas, great New Year, great birthday, great Steph's birthday. Steph did not. She was sick. She was very, very sick. But she's better now. No chat on stream. Okay. Boop. Ta-da! All right. Sorry for the break, but I needed kind of a break from everything. So I took a break from everything. Oh, man. Finally got Christmas decorations down. I got 2 video games and MTG pre-con. Fuck yeah, let's go. Why is that not coming through? Did that not go through on your guys' end? I heard the ding, but let's see here. Where's Leroy? Oh, wow. Leroy's not on there. Not on there. There it is. Weird. Okay. Hold on. Yes. Oh, it was my... It's because my sound effects are off. That's why. Okay. But you guys heard it, right? That went through? Okay. Cool. I just had it turned off on my end, so. What? Oh, you got a 6 pre-con? Which one did you get? Oh, you got the Final Fantasy 6 pre-con. So you got Terra. That's fucking awesome, dude. You not coming in? Okay. I'll just leave the door open for you, homie. Oh. Pulled some pretty cool red cards recently and a Tigum. Nice. Different Terra from the one in the summon deck. Yeah. No, I've seen her. I've seen the deck. I haven't seen the deck list, but I've seen the deck. I think I'm gonna fucking put a Kefka in Nicobolas. So I'm gonna need your guys' help with that editing, which is a great segue to today's sponsor. We ain't got one. So, anyways, I'm not a fucking shill. We are actually, let's go here first so I can show you guys the deck. We're doing Valdorn, Dreadwolf Herald, Baldur's Gate 3 Precon. This isn't the Precon. This is my actual personal deck. I'm going to show you it, and I'm going to flop some cards in and out of it, right? Because I found different mechanics work now, and kind of want your guys' help with some adding some shit. So, you know, I thought that'd be kind of fun today. Is this it? Yeah. This Terra. She sounds fucking awesome. Deals combat damage to player play 2. When you do, return target creature card with power 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And she's Mardu. She's Mardu, bro. I might actually just buy that deck. Is this... So this is the precon, right? Okay. Cool. Damn. They don't give you very many basics. I play more basics than that. Look at Gao. Aww. I love Gao. Gao is actually one of my favorite. It's $40. Psh, we got that. We got that. We'll go get it. We'll go get it. Is that the Kefka? No. Nope. Is that the only Kefka in it? Okay. Cool. Oh, damn. There's a reanimate in that motherfucker? Holy shit. Ruinous Ultimatum. That's a good fucking card. Snort. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards, then Snort deals 5 damage to each opponent who discarded their hand this way. Not bad. Not bad. Stitched together. Ouch. Tragic Arrogance. For each player you choose from among the persons, that player controls an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. Then each player sacrifices all their... Damn! That's Liliana Dreadhorde General's final ability. It says they choose one type of each type of permanent they control and sacrifice the rest. So... Fuck yeah, dude. Congratulations. Awesome. Dogs are dogging. So, okay. We're going to go through here. Everything that has like a little yellow on it is what we're changing out. I'm just going to go ahead and do that real quick. Right? Like, we're not changing out. We're actually putting in. Everything on the sideboard here is what we're taking out. We're taking out 2 forests, 1 mountain, a myriad landscape, a temple of the false god, a Valakut exploration, Viridian revel, outpost siege, and return of the wild speaker. We're going to put in a Balgud recovery, an obscuring haze, a Valakut awakening, a goblin archaeomancer, a bloodbraid elf, a bag of holding, an Ashnod's altar, a mimic vat, and an exotic orchard. So the deck looks fun to play. It really does. So we're going to go ahead and start this. Blam. Let me mute my fucking... Shit. Boom, 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 boom. All right. There we go. Okay. Oh, also bonus, I'm going to show you guys how Witcher Pigeon looks, or how Witcher Pigeon works. And we got a card we want to put in there. The camera ever focuses here. Hold on. We will... Damn it, but will fucking let me. There you go. I guess it's fucking flipped again. That's weird. Oh, that's the zoom. We don't need to zoom. We need to focus. There we go. Anyways. turn the exposure up on it too. There we go. A little bit darker, but we're going to come back over here. We're going to change the white balance. Yikes. There we go. Fuck with the saturation a little bit. Sorry, guys. Do. Then we'll turn that back up. Okay. Then we'll turn. Perfect. Okay. You gotta play with it. It's weird. So. There you guys go. Oh, it's not flipped now. Okay. There we go. Spell Tithe Enforcer. We're going to throw him in there. The entire deck, except for a few lands, are all Final Fantasy VI. That's fucking great. That's fucking awesome. I like that. Okay, so. We're going to hide these 3 cards, actually. Here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, we have Bala Ged Recovery as the number 1 card. Here's my Faldorn deck. Faldorn's one of my favorite characters from D&D. I just love her. She's a fucking crazy bitch. She be crazy. She cray. Yeah, oh man, she's so fucking pretty. And Faldorn says, whenever you cast a spell from exile or a land enters the battlefield under your control from exile, create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. She also has pay 1, tap her, discard a card, exile the top card of your library, and you may play it this turn. The Soul Ring is a Magicite. Oh, beautiful. Hold on, I gotta see that. I gotta fucking... Arcane Signet. Ooh. Queen of Fate. Commander Sphere. Soul Ring. Oh, it's an Aetherite. I thought you said it was a Magicite. I like how Commander Sphere is a Chocobo egg. Swiftfoot Boots. Talisman of Conviction. Talisman of Indulgence. The Falcon Airship Restored. Wayfarer's Bubble. That's so awesome. I remember that part in the game. Legion Dashes, Night's Whisper, Reanimate. Yo! What is this? Oh. Okay. That is a Magicite. Holy shit. Okay. We're gonna get back to it now. So yeah. Faldor does some crazy good shit. So I get distracted easy, especially when it comes to Final Fantasy. Alright. So we're gonna put in a Goblin Narcomancer, right? Each spell you cast that's red or green costs 1 less to cast. It's a Nightscape Familiar for fucking Gruul. Bloodbraid Elf, Haste Cascade at 4. I'm putting him back in here because he wasn't original in the deck. Just because like there's chances he's gonna hit like Squee or Dockside Extortionist or Academy Manufacturer or Containment Construct or Conspiracy Theorist, which those are all like, or Bergie, right? Those are all extremely or Eternal Scourge, right? Or Imperial Recruiter even. Those are all like key cards in the deck, actually. The Blackjack is a token and the Falcon is an actual vehicle. Yeah. See that. I'll probably get it and we'll go through it. It's just, I hate buying those decks. I love buying those decks, but I hate buying those decks because like, I don't want to change them at all. I just want to leave them the way they are, right? The good thing about it is I always have like a stock commander deck that I can just play. Be like, all right, this is stock. This is as fair gets, you know? So, yeah, I say that, but I fucking swung out with like fucking over 100 fucking damage with the Doctor Who one in like 6 turns. It was pretty awesome. All right. So, all right. The first thing we're going to take out, Goblin and Archimancer. I think we're taking out Viridian Rebel 4 or Outpost Siege, something like that, right? We'll take out some kind of... We'll just go grab those cards, actually. And then we'll just replace. So... And, like, the cards in the deck are absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is a very blinged out deck, right? I want to get the Final Fantasy 9 or 4 deck next. Oh, nice. Yep. Look at this exploration, guys. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. That is an absolutely gorgeous card. Oh, 14. Got you. Well, I guess we do need to take out 2 forests, right? So we need to take out a mountain as well. There, 2 forests. We taking out Myriad Landscape? Myriad Landscape's gone. There we go. Taking out Will. Okay. Taking out Return to the Wild Speaker. Be here. We're keeping Wayward Swordtooth. Oh shit, that's not the right Wayward Swordtooth that we're showing. Switch printing. We have a foily Wayward Swordtooth in here. Select foil. Boop. Look at him. He's so pretty and shiny. We also have a gorgeous stomping ground. This is the stomping ground. God, look at that. Oh my god. I try and keep these decks on my page like as close to the actual printing as I got. Or I keep it as the actual. No, not Myriad Landscape. But Myriad Landscape's gone. Sorry. Unnatural Growth. There we go. Mountain, Rockville Grove, Bootlegger Stash, Second Harvest, Kessig, Wolf Run, Cinderglade, Reflecting Swat, Chandra, Rootbound Crag. Oh, we got a special Squee too. We got a promo Squee. Boop. Squee! Oh god, that makes me sad. What makes you sad? You're gone! Oh wait, hold on. Don't boot him. Don't boot him. I remember Mr. Polnock. Hey, what's up? Sorry that I wasn't on the broadcast. It's just that the situation in the world makes it difficult to watch YouTube. What are you doing? Well, I'm back from a long break, bud. And because I took like all of Christmas off. Like I was on vacation for like a couple weeks. I broadcasted on Christmas and then took the rest of the time off. So been rested up and everything's good to go. I really appreciate you coming. I understand it makes it hard for you to watch. You're never expected to come. But like these VODs are on YouTube. So like, let's go. Ooh, that's right. Happy holidays. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we've been doing. I had a birthday over that holiday and all that. And we've been going to town. So it's been a lot of fun. Right now, I'm upgrading my Faldorn deck and showing off the beautiful cards in it. Oh, there's Temple of the False God. Gone. Viridian Revel, gone. Valakut Exploration, gone. See here. Outpost Siege. Oh, there's all my land. Jesus. Is it gonna be the last fucking card? Or did I missed it? Okay. Alright. Blam, blam, blam. Look at this fucking Apex Devastator. Blam. Big, foily, 10-10, cascade, 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 cascade. Just a big old sexy boy. Blam, 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 blam. Damn. There are mana pockets up in this bitch, let me tell you. Holy shit. What are we looking for? Outpost Siege? Right, check out this Chandra. Ooh. 'Tis pretty Chandra. Powerful. Absolutely. All right. There's Outpost Siege. I found it. Boop. So, let's see here. How many cards? I think that's it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I also see a beautiful, 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 beautiful card, Mr. Polnock. Exploration. Look how I can't get over how fucking pretty that card is. Simple 1-drop green. You may play an extra land per turn. Let's give it a good shuffle. There was some fucking mana pockets. Culling Ritual is the prettiest card. I don't know, dude. I think Glowspore Shaman. Glowspore Shaman with like fucking that's all foily and borderless and shit is just absolutely stunning. Few people here are interested in cards. It looks powerful. The last thing the Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man collected was in prehistoric times. Looks amazing. Hell yeah. All right. So let's just start putting cards in. Boop. So we're taking out Viridian Revel. Viridian Revel says whenever an artifact is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, you may draw a card. It is actually a really good card, but I'm going to put a little bit more ramp and a little bit more recursion in it, which is Balaged Recovery. Balaged Recovery on one side says return target card from your graveyard to your hand, or it can enter as a tapped forced. So we're going to go ahead and throw that in there. Now, some of these might not match up for like what I was thinking when I put it in, but that's just the way it is. All right, so Viridian Revel. We will move back to considering because it is very good, right? And then we will remove one from Balaged Recovery. See how we do that? Oh, nope, you don't. I'll do it for the next one. I'll show you guys. All right, Valakut Exploration. We're going to take out for Valakut Awakening. So, Valakut Exploration, right, says, and that's the card, right? Boop. Whap. All right, Valakut Exploration says, put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. It also comes in as a tapped land. Oh, not Valakut Exploration. Sorry, my bad. I was reading the wrong one. Valakut Exploration, right, this one, says landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. At the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled with Valakut Exploration, put them into their owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Exploration deals that much damage to each opponent. Look, I want to be able to play my exiled cards until like my next turn, not just have to play it that turn. So it didn't really help out a lot. And then sometimes I just don't like my hand, so I went ahead and put in Valakut Awakening. Valakut Awakening says put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. This is the wrong printing in the deck, so we're going to switch the printings. And the one we got is this one. Not foil, but it's that one. Okay. So this is how we're doing this, by the way. So I will remove one from Valakut Awakening, and then the Valakut Exploration that I took out, I'm just going to remove it completely from here. Okay, they all disappeared. It got to freak me out, but they just shuffled down here. So they're off my sideboard. This is just my process. So I pulled an upgrade to one of the cards in the 6 precon. I pulled Abandon the Returns Leader. That's full art foil. Nice. All right, so put that over there. Now we have an Outpost Siege. And this is funny because I'm going to take Outpost Siege out. Okay. And cards. Outpost Siege says, as it enters the battlefield, choose cons or dragons. For cons, at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. Until end of turn, you may play that card. Just kind of what this deck wants to do, but it's just too quick. I want it to my next turn, right? And then dragons, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 damage to any target. Which that in itself could also go infinite in this deck, but like, let's get rid of it. We already took out some lands. So let's go ahead and let's say this is an actual Myriad landscape replacement. And we're just putting in a very simple Exotic Orchard. Exotic Orchard, tap, add 1 mana of any color that a land an opponent controls could produce. 90% of the time they're playing green or red. So it works. It is pretty good fixing. All right. Now we're taking out Temple of the False God. Tap, add colorless to your mana pool. Activate this only if you control 5 or more lands. This motherfucker will get you stuck if you ain't careful. Okay? So instead of that, we're going to play one that gets you less stuck. Less stuck. We're throwing in an Ashnod's Altar. Ashnod's Altar says sacrifice a creature, add colorless. This deck makes a fuck ton of tokens. We're gonna really gonna go through and show you it makes a lot of wolves, a lot of puppies. Yeah. All right, we're gonna take out a forest, and we're gonna put in a Mimic Vat for reasons. I'll show you guys why. It was dawning on me. So we're taking out one of these shiny foily forests that are absolutely gorgeous. I love these forests. And we're putting in a Mimic Vat. Mimic Vat stays imprint. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile that card. If you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic Vat to its owner's hand or to its owner's graveyard. Pay 3, tap, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card with Mimic Vat. It gains haste. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step. This is one of the infinite combo pieces in the deck. It's pretty cool. All right. Picking out another forest. And this time we're going to put in a Bag of Holding. I'm going to remove one. I'm going to remove one. Okay. We got 2 of the forests out, so okay. Remove. Okay. Bag of Holding states, whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Pay 2 and tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Pay 4 and tap, sacrifice Bag of Holding, and return all cards exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand. This goes in tandem with how Faldorn works, with pay 1, tap, discard a card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So we pay 1, tap her, and exile. You discard a card. Well, Bag of Holding says, hey, you discarded a card. Exile it from your graveyard, right? So then later on, we can get it back, right? There's no waste. No waste, right? So now we're going to take out Return of the Wild Speaker. And we're going to go ahead and put in Bloodbraid Elf. I kind of explained what Bloodbraid Elf already does. It just everything below it is kind of like the super helpful shit. Not everything, but a lot of it, right? So, let's go ahead and remove one. Bloodbraid Elf, 2 red, green, not that bad for 3/2 haste. Yeah, a little outdated for that kind of mana cost. Most people would be like, yo, why isn't that like 3 mana or 2 or whatever, right? 2 if it's legendary, 3 would be about normal, right? But it also has Cascade on it. So Cascade, you exile the top card of your library until you exile a non-land card that costs less. You may cast that without paying its mana cost, but the card's exiled onto the bottom of your library in a random order. That kind of goes with Faldorn, so you're actually going to make a green wolf creature token with it, right? But also, everything non-land, not everything non-land, but a lot of non-land stuff underneath Bloodbraid Elf are like toolkit cards, right? Like they're really good toolkit cards. Wayward Swordtooth is pretty good for playing extra lands. Squee is an infinite combo piece. Layla the Buried Forge is just fucking amazing. She actually end games. Jaheira turns all my tokens into mana rocks or like little tappy elves, mana dorks, right? Imperial Recruiter literally makes me go find whatever fucking card I want as well, which that would actually be pretty neat. Eternal Scourge is an infinite combo piece. Stride of Elysian Grove is just great, gives me mana fixing. I could play an extra land per turn. Bergie's an infinite combo piece in this deck. Azusa's play 2 additional lands per turn, which is really good when you're like throwing a whole bunch of cards out in the exile and you're able to play them. But if you only play 1 land per turn, it feels like your exiling's kind of wasted, Then you got Academy Manufacturer. Anytime I would create a clue, food, or treasure token, which I create a fuck ton of treasures in this deck, right? I also get food and clues. Okay. Goblin Archomancer lowers the cost of everything. Literally. Dockside Extortionist is fucking ridiculous for mana and treasure. Containment Construct kind of goes with the discard of Faldorn, right? Anytime I discard a card, I may exile that card from my graveyard. If I do, I may play it this turn. Conspiracy Theorist says when he attacks, I may pay 1 and discard a card. If I do, draw a card. And then it says whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards, you may exile one of them from your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. So it's just more like I'm not wasting with Faldorn. I literally turned her into a pay 1 draw card, basically, right? So they're kind of like neat little pieces, right? And then as for like other 3 drops less, Gamble's a tutor, Ball Again Recovery, I get whatever from my graveyard, just cause fucking will. Search for Tomorrow is ramp, Seize the Spotlight's fucking busted as hell. That is ramp and card draw all put into one, or you just take other people's shit, which is fucking great. Deflecting SWAT would be like kind of terrible to get, actually. Heroic Intervention, I mean, fucking whatever you got, you might as well swing with it at that point. Your shit's hexproof and indestructible. Play your fucking good shit. Why not? After that happens. Find some prisoners, more card draw and exile, which equals more wolves. Delayed Blast Fireball, since it's always gonna be casted from exile at that point. It says if this spell was cast from exile, it deals 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. So that's pretty fucking badass. Obscuring Haze is kind of like the same thing as the Heroic Intervention. I could just swing out and not have to worry about my creatures being destroyed at all. Valakut Awakening allows me to fucking draw a whole bunch, or fix my hand the way I want it, right? And then this is all ramp and draw. Sensei's Divining Top, Soul Ring. A lot of this Soul Rings or Sensei's Divining Top's almost like it's actually like super good recursion in this. It kind of helps with the whole fucking Faldorn discard a card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that this turn. It kind of helps with that. So like I could just discard something and then, yeah. Arcane Signet's just good ramp. Ashnod's Altar's like a fucking great combo piece, which we actually put in there, so we should probably remove one of those. We also put a Bag of Holding in there, so we remove one of them. Mimic Vat's an infinite combo piece in this. What else? Beastmaster's Ascension. Like, my wolves aren't going to be 2/2s, they're going to be 7/7s. Let's go. And a whole bunch of them. It's going to be funny. Food Chain's an infinite combo piece. So, like, yeah, fucking having not Wild Magic Sorcerer in here, but Bloodbraid Elf is like a really good idea. That's why he's getting put back. Now, here goes out the Myriad Landscape. And we're putting in a different kind of ramp. We're putting in Goblin and Narcomancer. So, still ramp. Just creature ramp. And he's fun. So, we're going to go ahead and remove that. We're going to remove Myriad Landscape. Right. What we got left? Hey, baby. What's up? It's going. All right. Now we have one more mountain to remove, and then our deck will be upgraded. So we're removing this mountain, and we're putting in Obscuring Haze, which we just went through. It's a free cast fog, basically. So there we go. We took out a free cast fog. We're going to put those cards right there for now. And now we're going to go through the deck. Okay. We just randomly shove those in the deck every which way. Now we're going to shuffle them. Shuffle the deck up. What is the possibility of shuffling your deck so much or randomly enough to where you flip it over, your deck is organized again? Like separated by creatures, instant sorceries, artifacts, creatures, enchantments, all that, planeswalkers, right? But then they're also in alphabetical order or mana cost order, right? And same with lands. Like, what would the odds of that be?
You need anything?
No, I am good.
You're good.
Mm-hmm. That's a magic trick. It is with a normal deck of cards. And I used to know how to do it. There's like several ways. But. All right, so let me introduce you to the 3 cards I want to throw in here, so you guys can understand. One being Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes. A, because they're my second favorite D&D character ever. They are fucking hilarious. You're going to have to ask ChatGPT. Fair enough. So, Minsk and Boo are hilarious. They are great D&D characters. And they say when Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes, they're a Planeswalker, 2 red-green, legendary Planeswalker, and they can be your commander. Says when Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes enter the battlefield, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may create a Boo, a legendary 1/1 red hamster creature token with trample and haste. Charging Badger, anybody? +1, put 3 counters on up to 1 target creature with trample or haste, right? That's going on Boo. Let's just be real here. And then -2, sacrifice a creature. When you do, Minsk and Boo, Timeless Heroes deal X damage to any target where X is that creature's power. If the sacrificed creature was a hamster, draw X cards. Don't tempt me. So, this turns your hamster into a fling that draws you cards. And it's just fucking great. I'll fucking do it. And you can fucking swing with Boo. You know, you can swing with Boo as like a fucking 10-10. Wham. And he gets there quick, right? Like, wham, you fucking hit somebody. And then you're like, all right, cool, awesome. I'm going to -2. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to fling him, do another fucking 10 to somebody's face. And then draw 10 cards. Let's go, right? So I want to put him in there. Card number 2, I feel like really should go in here, right? And there's reasons, right? And I'll go through these reasons here real soon, okay? There's Awaken the Woods, X, green, create X 1/1 green forest dryad land creature tokens. It's a sorcery, okay? Fucking dryad arbors out the wazoo, right? Okay. They're tokens, they're dryad arbors, they already tap for green mana. It's incredible ramp. No matter what, you're getting your fucking money out of it, right? When it comes to fucking, you know, these dryads and shit, right? I just think they're a fucking lovely addition, incredible fucking ramp. We should do it, right? We have 36 lands in the deck, right? That's including the modal DFCs, okay? Which is plenty for Gruul, So there we go. See, 34 lands. But 36 including the modal DFCs, right? So that's Valakut Awakening and Balaged Recovery. Right? But if it's purely random shuffling it about a 3-point round shit E plus 900. That's hilarious. So, man, I like this fucking page super zoomed in. Okay. So I definitely want to put Awake in the Woods in there. Okay. And then the other one's Green Slime. My calculator wouldn't show above 3.6982452 E plus 197. So I had to do some paper math. Fucking awesome. You're a fucking dork. That is also getting quoted, mind you. Green Slime, right? It's got Foretell. It's 2 and a green, flash. When Green Slime enters the battlefield, counter target activated or triggered ability from an artifact or enchantment source. If a permanent's ability is countered that way, destroy that permanent. It's a 2/2, right? So you pay 2, right? It goes out there, right? And it's just foretold. It's exiled, right? You pay the 1 green, it comes in, it can destroy an artifact or enchantment the second somebody uses it or triggers it, right? Let's look at the rulings on this to make sure it actually works for like Soul Rings and shit, right? Rulings, casting Foretold card from exile follows the same timing rules as that card. So this one has flash, so it could be instant speed. Because exiling a card with Foretell from your hand is a special action, you can do so at any time. You have priority during your turn, including in response to spells and abilities. Once you announce you're taking the action, no player can respond to it by trying to remove that card from your hand. If you're casting a Foretold from exile for its Foretell cost, you can't choose to cast it for any other alternative costs. You can, however, pay additional costs such as kicker costs. If the card has any mandatory additional costs, those must be paid as well to cast the spell. Triggered abilities use the word when, whenever, or at. They're often written as trigger condition effect. Mana abilities don't use the stacks and can't be responded to, so they cannot be countered this way. Okay, so tapping a Soul Ring is out of the question. Okay, activated abilities containing a colon are generally written as cost effect. Some keywords are activated abilities, with other have colons in reminder texts. Okay. So, like a bag of holding, right? Or a Sensei's Divining Top. Oh no, a Soul Ring does have a fucking colon afterwards. Tap colon, add colorless colors. What? Mana abilities don't use the stack and can't be responded to this, so it can be counted. Activated abilities contain a colon. Okay, so it is. Okay, so you can with that. But mana abilities don't use the stack. I'm so lost. Extort is a reminder text. Yes, I know. So the rulings on this don't make sense. We're going to ask, can Green Slime... Does Green Slime work on Soul Ring? Does Green Slime work on Soul Ring? No, Green Slime cannot stop a Soul Ring's mana ability because the mana abilities don't use the stack of magic. Well, then fucking why is there a fucking colon after it then? It stops an Ashnod Altar though. It reads like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh card. Well, you know. So, I don't know. It's tricky. They could get rid of stuff like fucking Ashnod's Altars and shit. I Beastmaster's Ascension, Food Chains, Parallel Lives, Possibility Storms, Primal Vigors, Reign of Riches, and as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, I never once read what any card does. That's hilarious. Stolen Strategies, Unnatural Growths. So it does stop all of that stuff, like if it wants to. So, I don't know. Definitely Minx Kaboo and Awake in the Woods, though. Let's get those in there. So to do that, we must go through the deck. And to go through the deck, well, we're going to need the card format, right? There we go. So we know what Faldorn does. Just play solely based on your opponent's reaction and reading the card for you. But also Yu-Gi-Oh cards have like 7 paragraphs per effects at times. That is fucking wild. Yu-Gi-Oh was not like that when I played it. Because there's 0 reminder text in Yu-Gi-Oh. That's fair. It's the difference between a Japanese-made game and an American-made game. Ha ha ha. Or is it Canadian? Is MTG Canadian or American? I think it's American. Anyways, Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. We have 2 Planeswalkers in the deck. Maybe 3. We might fucking switch out one of these Planeswalkers, but I think they're really good for the deck. Right, so you guys know what we're trying to do. We're exiling stuff. We're making doggos, right? Is the main deck. And making a lot of fucking... She's really good. Yeah, Vivian really is. She's super good. And we're making a lot of fucking doggos, and we're making a lot of fucking treasures too. Right? It's an exile token deck, is what it is. Okay? So, Vivian, Champion of the Wild states, you may cast creature spells as though they had flash. So it does not matter. We can flash in some shit. +1 until your next turn up to 1 target creature gains vigilance and reach. -2. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may look at that card and you may cast it if it's a creature spell. Okay? Thing is, you always have to exile 1. It does kind of suck. Endymion, the mighty master of magic. Go look up that card. Okay. Chandra, Torch of Defiance, says 2 red, legendary planeswalker. She starts off at 4. +1, exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card. If you don't, Chandra's Torch of Defiance deals 2 damage to each opponent. So your card's never really wasted with that, right? Like you're at least going to do 2 damage. She's also ramp, so +1, add red, right? So she's actually a 2-drop commander, or 2-drop planeswalker, right? -3, Chandra's Torch of Defiance deals 4 damage to target creature, and the infamous -7, you get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. Also note, Yu-Gi-Oh cards are smaller than Magic cards. They are. Sorry, I got a hair, guys. I need to like... Ow. Ow. Jesus Christ. I have a nose trimmer. I just haven't used it. So, Chandra's super fucking good, right? She's a 2-drop planeswalker that actually helps out the fucking deck a lot. We're going to go into creatures now. We got Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. We actually have the foilie of this card. I will show you. If I can find the little fucker. Do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Where's that little fucking ape? I'm gonna go ape shit. I know he's a monkey. I know. Holy crap! There he is. I was getting worried. He was second to last card. But yeah, we do have that Ragavan. He is a beautiful little foily. Ooh, shiny. Oh fuck! There we go. There we go. So Ragavan's a 1-drop red, 2/1. Whenever Ragavan Nimble Pilfer deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Till end of turn, you may cast that card. He also has dash 1 in red. He's a really good start. You can actually just deny people the first card and then maybe ramp yourself a little bit. Conspiracy Theorist. I've already read this guy. It's obvious why he's in the deck. I'll read him again just in case. Whenever Conspiracy Theorist attacks, you may pay 1, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you discard 1 or more non-land cards, you may exile 1 of them from your graveyard. If you do, you may cast that card this turn. Containment Construct. He's a 2-drop. I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! Around the time cards like that came out and returned when they added Link monsters. I don't even know what that is, but okay. Whenever you discard a card, you may exile that card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play that card this turn. Dockside Extortionist. Do I even need to explain Dockside Extortionist? He creates a fuck ton of treasures for artifacts and enchantments that your opponents control. A Narcomancer. Just red and green spells cost 1 less to cast. And if they are red and green, they cost 2 less. Right? So, like, you know, Azusa would be a 2-drop. Burgi's a 2-drop. You know, Burgi's other side is a 5-drop instead of a 6. You know, Bloodbraid Elf is actually a 2-drop. You know, Jolene the Plunder Queen's a 2-drop. You know, Brask is a 4-drop. Ancient Copper Dragon is a 5-drop. You know, shit like that. It just does fucking crazy shit. You know, a Parallel Lives for 3 is actually stupid fucking good. You know, a Primal Vigor for 4 is actually stupid fucking good. And a Natural Growth for 4 is pretty good. You know, Reign of Riches for 4 is pretty fucking good. So he's in there. Academy Manufacturer. If you'd create a clue, food, or treasure token instead, create 1 of each. Azusa, Lost But Seeking. You play 2 lands per turn. Burgi, God of Storytelling. Whenever you cast a spell, add red. Until the end of turn, you don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Creatures you control can boast twice during each of your turns. I don't have any boast cards in here, so it doesn't matter. But the whenever you cast a spell, add red until the end of turn, you don't lose it as step and phases end. I don't think it really does much. It might give me a free gamble or a free Dockside Extortionist, which Dockside Extortionist is free anyways. I don't really know. I know she's fucking combo for a lot of shit, but she doesn't really do that in this deck. She's actually in here for the other side of her, which is discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn. Okay. That's why Burgi's in here. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, land fixes, turns all your lands into every basic land type, and you can play an additional land. Eternal Scourge is the same as Squee. I may cast him from exile, and whenever he becomes the target of a spell and or ability an opponent controls, exile him. He goes infinite with stuff like Food Chain and Mimic Vat. So we'll get into those details later. Imperial Recruiter, when he enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card of power 2 or less, reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle. Cards that have 2 or less is like Ragavan, Conspiracy Theorist, Containment Construct, Dockside Extortionist, Goblin and Narcomancer, Academy Manufacturer, Azusa, Triad of Elysian Grove, Jahira, Layla, Professional Face Breaker, Squee, Jolene the Plunder Queen, and then I think that's where I follow. Nope, Orin Frostfang. And then do we have any others? It does not look like it. Okay, cool. That's it. But that's quite a bit. Like that gives me a really good like go with him, right? Jahira, 2 and a green. Tokens you control. Tokens, not token creatures, tokens, right? You control have tap, add green, choose a background. So like a lot of the treasures I'm making, I don't even have to sack unless I absolutely need red. I just tap them and they're green mana, right? Layla the Blade Reforged, which there's a lot of gray casting cost, right? So that's going to be fucking super awesome. Layla the Blade Reforged, she's a 2 and a red, 2/2 haste. Whenever Layla the Blade Reforged attacks, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Obviously, that's a good card for this deck. Whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from your library and or your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Layla. She gets stupid fucking big. Like, I think I had her out for 2 turns and she was already like a fucking 8/8 fucking swinging. And she swung the first turn for like 5 damage. Like, it was pretty awesome. Everybody was all like, we got to put a stop to that shit right now. Professional Facebreaker, 2 and a red menace. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So I'm always getting a treasure token. Well, I'm usually getting a treasure token. And then it also says sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So I'm turning my treasures into card draw with this card. It is fucking awesome. Professional Facebreaker is the shit. Squee the Immortal. You may cast Squee the Immortal from graveyard or from exile. He goes infinite with Sifujing easily. Wayward Swordtooth. He's a big 5/5 for 3 mana, but you may play an additional lands on each of your turn. He can't attack or block unless you have the City's Blessing. So if you have 10 or more permanents, once you have 10 or more permanents, you have the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. Bloodbraid Elf, we already went through him a couple times. Jolene the Plunder Queen is actually really cool. She's 2 red, green. Whenever a player attacks 1 or more of your opponents, that attacking player creates a treasure token. If you would create 1 or more treasure tokens, instead create those tokens plus an additional treasure token. So we're already increasing our treasure tokens, right? Then you can sacrifice 5 treasure tokens and put 5 1/1 counters on Jolene, so she can turn into a 7/7 real goddamn quick. Like real quick in this deck. Sareth the Viper's Fang, 2 green. She's actually, you're gonna see her again. She's in my Witcher Pigeon deck. She's pretty fucking awesome. Other tapped creatures you control have Death Touch. So when you're attacking, all your creatures have Death Touch, unless they have Vigilance, right? And then it says other untapped creatures you control have Hexproof. So if you're not attacking with them, they have Hexproof. It is just like the best of both worlds. You don't want to attack with a creature because it's probably sitting there doing some shit like an enchantment, right? So you want it to have Hexproof, right? If the tokens that you're attacking with all have Death Touch, people are pretty cautious about blocking, even if it's a 2/2. So it works really well. And it goes pretty good with like Jolene the Plunder Queen when you're actually attacking people and stuff. And Ragavan. She works really well in the deck, right? And then you can pay 1 and untap another target creature or land you control. So I can untap Faldorn or Kessig Wolfrun. You know, we got options. Options, baby. Options. Wild Magic Sorcerer, 3 and a red. The first spell you cast from exile each turn has Cascade. We're constantly casting shit from exile. We don't even care if we have a hand in this deck. We are casting shit from exile constantly, and having Cascade on literally every card that we're casting is pretty awesome, because Cascade works like you cast your spell, right? And then you exile cards off the top of your library till you exile a non-land card. That costs like less than what you're casting, right? So if you're casting a 3-drop, you go until you find a 2-drop. You're casting a 5-drop, you go until you find a 4-drop. Okay. And then you cast it without paying its mana cost from fucking like exile, right? So we're creating like fucking wolves and shit and getting extra value from him, right? And he's a nice little 4/3. And you put the rest of them on the bottom of your library in a random order, right? So it's not like you're losing these cards. You're literally just going through your deck. It's pretty neat. Orin Frostfang for 5 mana. It's a snow creature. It's a snake, so it's a snow permanent, if that matters to some people. He's a 2/6. Attacking creatures you control have Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So he's a draw, and he's like, people really do think twice about fucking blocking Death Touch creatures. They're like, I think I'll let it hit me. So, Orin Frostfang's pretty awesome in my book. Love card draw, love Death Touch. Let's go. This one confused me at first, and then Shane kind of corrected me on it. But it was so much better than I thought it was. I'm closing this door. Urbrask, Heretical Predator. 3 red. Legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor with haste 4/4, so he's still on task with that. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You may play that this turn. Awesome. Cool. We get like a little extra card draw, right? It says at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, the next time they would draw a card this turn, instead they exile the top card of their library. They may play that card this turn. So they don't get a draw step. They get a fucking exile step. I didn't know that at first. Exactly. Swings with a 16/16 Death Touch that does stuff if it hits you in the face. Exactly. Exactly. You better have a token to put in front of that motherfucker, because it's fucking swinging, and it's swinging fucking hard. I'm all looking at Jolie the Plitter Queen, because I've gotten her to like a fucking 30/30 before, because I had so many treasure tokens in this deck. It is insane how many treasure tokens get produced in this deck. So, but yeah, like having opponents exile that card and they can only play it that turn is really cool. I have exiled so many counter spells and shit that it's just like, it just fucking works really well. Because they have to play it that turn. Well, it's on their turn. You see that counter spell out there, they're like, oh, well, they can fucking counter it this turn. So we'll just leave it. We'll save removal for it for next turn, Ancient Copper Dragon needs no fucking introduction. 4 red, flying bastard. 6/5. When he deals combat damage to a player, you roll a fucking D20. And you create that many treasure tokens equal to the result of that D20. So you roll for initiative, and whatever initiative is, you got yourself some fucking treasures. I had a 17/14 on my Hopestein, and if it connects, I draw 2 cards because of the Buster Blade, and this enchantment lets me draw 2 cards too if I'm to draw outside the draw phase. Mark of Sakiko. What is it? Oh, there it is. 1 and a green. Enchanted creature has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, add that much green to your mana pool. This mana doesn't cause mana burn until the end of turn. This mana doesn't empty from... Oh, yeah. You gave that one to Josh, right? We're just going to keep that in considering. By the way, that's a $26 foil, and it's a $2 fucking normal card. just in case. Then I can cast anything that's less than 17 mana. Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. Atali. Atali's fucking great in this deck, obviously so, right? 4 red. Whenever Atali Storm attacks, exile the top card of each player's library, then you may cast any number of non-land cards exiled this way without paying their mana cost. If they exile 3 non-land cards, you're creating 3 wolves at base and getting whatever the fuck they had. It is awesome. In my Nicol Bolas deck, Atali went accidentally infinite because I fucking swung and everybody went boop, 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 and every card that popped up like fucking created an infinite combo. And I was just like, well, I'm fucking using this. Thank you. And I fucking ramped like a motherfucker and just had Atali out. Because that's all I had. I had like a land, a Soul Ring, an Arcane Signet, and a fucking oh god, the black that fucking gives you 3 mana. I can't think of it right now, but that one, right? And like I was just sitting there, I'm like, fuck it. And I fucking casted Atali. And I fucking swung. The next turn. And fucking everybody went bloop. And it was literally like Ashnod's Altar and fucking this thing and then that thing and then this thing. And I was just all like, yeah, we're doing this. And I was about to have 2 Teferis on my field. Oops. Okay. So, yeah, Atali's fucking cool. Hollowhenge Overlord, 4 green, flash. At the beginning of your upkeep, for each creature you control that's a wolf or werewolf, create a 2/2 green wolf token. So I'm doubling my wolves every turn, right? Dude, my black and white deck can get some ungodly hard hits and bounce back like it's nothing. Can it take 42 and a 42 mil? His black-white deck? Dude, he casted something that fucking Shane was hitting him with. And he fucking casted something. It was like, for however much damage your fucking opponent's hitting you for, you heal that much damage. And like fucking literally got hit with like a fucking like 84, 90 something fucking consuming aberration. And fucking healed for that much. And was all like, is this all you got? It was fucking great. So yeah, Hollowhenge Overlord creates extra wolves, right? Nathulshi, 5 red. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, copy it. If you choose new targets for the copy. If it's a permanent spell, the copy gains haste at the beginning of the end step. Sacrifice this permanent. So every time I'm casting something from exile, I'm getting 2 of it, right? As long as it's not legendary, right? So 2 Hollowhenge Overlords, which ain't gonna fucking matter because it's an upkeep trigger, but it's still 4/4 Wolfie. You know, 2 Ancient Copper Dragons. Yeah, that's fucking happened before. Or better yet, 2 Apex fucking Devastators, because that's happened before too. Yeah, Nathulshi's fucking retarded. I love him. He's great. Vigor? Yeah, fucking Vigor can fucking come or go. It doesn't really matter. He's kind of neat. He's 3 and 3 green. Creature Elemental Carnation, 6/6, trample. If damage would be dealt to another creature you control, prevent that damage and put 1/1 counter on that creature for each 1 damage prevented that way. He's actually really fucking good in this deck because of like the doubling shit I got, right? So he's in here and he keeps all my fucking tokens alive. Old Gnawbone, 5 red. Check this out. More treasure tokens. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, create that many treasure tokens. It's just a lot of fucking treasure tokens. That shit is so goddamn good. What are you talking about? That shit's so goddamn good. There's Squatch. There was a lot going on there, and I know there's a delay. me a drink. I'm gonna call it my Chocobo cup. Vigor. Yeah, Vigor's really good. Naffleshe's fucking badass too. I hope you fucking got a good look at Naffleshe. I hope you're enjoying the deck tech here, Squatch. Because I know you've been interested in my Faldorn deck for a while. Yeah, old Gnawbone's fucking just as ridiculous as fucking Ancient Copper Dragon. You know, you're swinging with like 20 fucking wolves and shit. Like, some might make it through, some might not. It's whatever. You know, you got the whole forest attacking. You just get a lot of fucking treasures. All right. Then we have Tlinkali Hunter. I don't know. It's a goddamn Drider is what it is. Right? Scorpion Scout 7/7. It's got an adventure on it, 1 and a green. And both of these are really good. Surprised Proud Wild Bonder isn't in there because there's not that many creatures that have trample. Proud Wild Bonder needs trample. Needs creatures to have trample. Right? So we go Proud Wild, which I have a Proud Wild Bonder. He's a good card. Trample. Creatures you control with trample have. You may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it wasn't blocked. And I just don't feel like if it's not, there's not like numerous things that are getting trample or giving trample in this deck, then I'm not too worried about it. And there's not. So, you know, we'll just keep them there though, just in case. Be kind of funny. Okay, Linkali Hunter. So his sorcery, right, is exile target creature card from your graveyard until your end of your next turn. You may cast that card, right? Once you do an adventure, you cast the adventure, the creature or whatever card stays in exile until you're ready to cast it, right? It says, then exile this card. You may cast that creature later from exile, right? And then the creature says, trample once each turn. You may pay 0 rather than pay the mana cost for a creature spell you cast from exile. So, like, once a turn, I get a free drop fucking creature, whether it be a Tali or Apex Devastator or Bigger, Naffleshe or a Brask, hell, even Dockside Extortionist or whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. 0 is 0. 0 helps. So, stupid good. Helps with the exiling, helps with the wolfies, definitely helps with the casting. He's like kind of ramp in a way, you know? I love him. And then lo and behold, a beautiful Apex Devastator. 8 green, Cascade. If you have a Wild Magic Sorcerer out there, just go ahead and add another motherfucking Cascade on there. And then if you have a Naffleshe out there, add 4 more Cascades. He's just fucking so stupid. Fucking love him. Let's see if I can find my Apex Devastator, who's just fucking amazingly beautiful. There it is. Boop, boop. Apex Devastator. Nice little foily, borderless art. Lots of cascading. Lots of 10/10. All the stuff and things a growing boy needs. There was so many mana pockets in this. Every time I pick up this deck, I'm just going to fucking shuffle it. The card sleeves are mint color. The deck is green. Or the deck is orange. Oh, awesome, Squatch. I sent out authors to you guys. So yeah, Apex Devastator. He's just fucking awesome. And he's not even legendary. Archetype of aggression. Creatures you control have trample. Creatures your opponents control lose trample. Can't have or gain trample. Yes, I know. I know about archetype of aggression. Aggressive man is trample. Other creatures you control have trample. I know, but that's not the theme of the deck. You're putting a lot of cards in there that don't really go with what the deck's trying to do. I try to keep it to like 2 or 3 things that the deck cohesively does. That way, no matter what, it's doing the thing. Just throwing a lot of trample out there doesn't really do much. Trample's not really helpful on 2/2s. Death Touch is, though. Death Touch is really helpful on 2/2s. Just saying. Sorceries are gamble. Search your library for a card, put that card in your hand, and discard a card at random. Then shuffle your library. Ball Again Recovery. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. And then he's also a land card on the other side that comes in tapped. Little force that comes in tapped. So I could play either side of these when they're from exile, I found out. So I went ahead and throw those in there. And it's always nice to return fucking cards from your graveyard to your hand, just in case something accidentally ended up in there. Jessica's will, choose one if you control your commander. You may choose both. My commander's a 3-drop. I'm going to have my commander out. And she does all the stuff and things. So add red for each card in target opponent's hand. And then exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play you may play those cards this turn. So it's really good in this deck. I've had it fall on its face in some other decks though. Search for tomorrow, 2 and a green. Search your library for a card. Put that card onto the battlefield, and then shuffle your library. It's got suspend 2 for 1 green, so it's like a 1-drop. Like, you know, I'm rampant growthing for 1 in 2 turns. You know, not bad. It also makes me a 2/2 wolf. Seize the spotlight. Like, you're either gaining control of a creature that person controls, you're untapping it and it has haste, or they're allowing you to create a treasure token and draw a card. So either way is fucking, it's amazing. Venture Forth. This is a card that constantly resuspends itself, and it says exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a land card. Put that card out of the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Exile Venture Forth with 3 time counters on it. So every 3 turns, this is happening, right? And when it pops off, I'm getting 2 wolves every time because I'm getting 1 for the land card entering, and I'm getting 1 for the suspend card going off. Creative Technique, 4 and a red. This is pretty cool. I want to put this in Gahiji as well. It says demonstrate. When you cast the spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Right? So I usually let an opponent like copy it and stuff. I might take this out for like Awaken the Woods though. Says demonstrate. You may cast a spell. Yeah, right. We already went through that. Sorry, my bad. Says shuffle your library, then reveal cards from the top of it. If you reveal a non-land card, exile that card, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast that exiled card without paying its mana cost. So you could do that twice for 5 mana, right? And then like have somebody else do it as well. So I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. That might be cool. We'll see. Instants are Deflecting Swat. It's basically Willbender for free. It's a free Willbender. What's this say? Oh yeah, its original cost is 2. So this eye right here, I've changed its casting cost to 0 because it's a 0-drop. Let's just be real here. And then how to do that. Here, let me show you guys how you do that in this. Right. Some of y'all might want to change the casting cost of your cards. You come here. All right, so we're on Obscuring Haze, right? And we click the little arrow, right? So Obscuring Haze, you click the arrow, you change the mana cost, right? And it shows you what you want, right? So we're just gonna do that and change its mana cost, right? And we're going to save. And it shows you what it's supposed to look like, right? So now Obscuring Haze is up here. Right? Now it's got that symbol next to it, right? So that's really handy for like cards, you know, like you're constantly, like with the Dragon, right? Yeah, I know Tukabolt's Trickery is really good. I actually thought about putting that in here. These fucking dogs, I swear. Yeah, anyways. So that's really handy. In my Rakdos deck, I've literally changed the mana cost of almost every card in that deck, right? If we go to the bad thing is once you change it in one deck, it changes it for all the cards in all your decks, right? So Deflecting Swat is a 0 here as it is anywhere else that I put it, right? So let's go to my decks, right? And we go to my wait what deck. Okay. We come here and we go to advanced and we show the mana cost of stuff, right? You'll see that I have a lot of these cards here that are all changed, right? And like 9's where I stop, right? 9. And the reason I stop at 9. All right, guys, that's it. You're staying outside. The reason I stop at 9 with Rakdos, Lord of Riots, is because he's a 6/6, right? If he does 6 damage, right, it's automatically shit costs 6 less to cast, right? But like, I got Lobber Crew, right, which is actually 2 in a red, right? Because I'm not gonna have like Lobber Crew come out after fucking Rakdos. I use Lobber Crew to take out Rakdos. So, but Lobber Crew says tab, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Well, that's 3. There's a lot of things in here that does 1 damage to each opponent, 1 damage to each opponent. Plague Spitter, Nettle Drone, Lobber Crew, all these do 1 damage to each opponent. So, you know, there's usually 3 opponents in Magic, right? When you're playing Commander. So 3 plus 6 is 9. So when it comes to all the big shit that I'm casting intentionally with Rakdos, I have reduced its casting cost by 9. Right? So Desolation Twin actually only costs 1. Granted, 90% of the time, most of the stuff is just free drop. I just free cast fucking Eldrazi's all goddamn day in this deck. And it is fucking wonderful. And you actually cast them. So I wanted to show you guys that real quick, just in case, you know, if you wanted to learn how to do that, right? All right. So Deflecting Swat, it's a Willbender. I know the perfect counter to Eldrazi. Not to play. You just eat the card. You pick it up and you eat it. Okay, Obscuring Haze is 2 and a green. If you control your commander, you may cast this spell without casting its mana cost. Cool. It says, prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. So it's like a super fog, right? It's not any creature. It's not all creatures. It's specifically your opponent's creatures. Okay? And it doesn't say combat damage. It just says damage. Video or it didn't happen? What the fuck are you talking about? You dump gasoline all over the table and throw a match on the lit table. That's funny. So yeah, Obscuring Haze is actually pretty good. Heroic Intervention. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. I just played Deflecting Palm. Yeah, because that doesn't target the Eldrazi, so you could actually get around Emrakul with that and shit. Or anything that has, like, you know, worries about the colored spells, doesn't do blah, blah, blah. So that works. 1 in a red, you find some prisoners, break the chains, destroy target artifact. It's always nice to have artifact removal, right? Just like it is always nice to have enchantment removal. So this is one I was thinking about putting in green slime for, right? But it also said, like, you know, destroy target artifact. But the other part that got me stopping with it is like exile the top 3 cards of target opponent's library. Choose one of them. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card as you may spend mana as though or mana any color to cast it. So it keeps the other cards exiled as well. Or you could just keep those cards exiled. It doesn't matter. Right? Somebody vampiric tutors. You cast Find Some Prisoners. You exile the top 3 cards of their fucking library. They don't have what they tutored for. Fuck, you might have it. Right? It is what it is. So, you know what I mean? It's just good, like, these are good tactics to know and have. Delayed Blast Fireball. I can cast it for 3 mana from exile every time, do 5 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. It's a pretty damn good board wipe. Oracle of the Alpha. Oracle of the Alpha? Is that a card? And let's remove restrictions. Oracle of the Alpha. Two and a blue, an Oracle of Alpha enters the battlefield, conjure the power 9 into your library, then shuffle. Whenever Oracle of the Alpha attacks, scry 1. What the fuck? Is that a real fucking card? Is that card just banned outright? I'm gonna have to fucking look at it in a blue deck. Remind me of this when we're going through Witcher Pigeon. I died to that card just now. It is real. Is it banned? Anyways. Yeah, Delay Blast Fireball is just a really good board wipe. It's one-sided too, so it's like Cyclonic Rift. So to me, that's all right. You know, and it's an instant. So I hate board wipes, but if they're one-sided and they actually help to end the fucking game instead of just, I board wipe because everything's scary, and then they fucking sit there for an entire fucking turn, everybody builds back up and nothing fucking happens. I find that to be the most annoying shit in the world. So I don't ever fucking play board wipes. But if it's a board wipe like this, I have no problem. I bet you it is illegal in Commander. Hell yeah, it's fucking banned. It's a bird wizard. Is that the only printing of it? That's fucking crazy. We're gonna move that into considering for Witcher Pigeon because it's not nasty enough, which is a fucking joke because you're gonna find that out real quick. All right. Yeah. Valakut Awakening. It's good for like sifting through your cards, putting a number of cards from your hand. So you can keep the ones you want, right? Put them on the bottom of your library and then draw that many cards +1, right? So Valakut Awakening even replaces itself, right? Just not the 3 mana. Well, it might if you draw a fucking Dockside Extortionist or something. But it's legal in some formats. Did I make a mistake? No. Why? But it's also a land card. So same rulings as Balaged Recovery. Would you guys stop with the in and out, please? It's fucking cold outside. Fucking Huskies, man. Want to go outside so they can come back inside, so they can just go back outside. so they can come back inside. Audacious swap, 3 and a red, casualty 2.
Scooby snack.
Oh, Scooby snack, huh? Is that what's going on? Did you hear that, Loki? Loki's all like, yo, bro. We ain't had a Scooby snack in so long. The hell's going off camera? There we go. Oh, look who else heard it. It's your babies. It's your babies. All right. There you go. Bye-bye. He's a baby. Oh, I love you. Oh, I love you. Was that so good, guys? You guys love that. Was that so good? Whoa, whoa, whoa. You gonna say hi to everybody, Ulf? Oh, Sif, you just stomped your son's face. You just stomped your son's face. Your baby girl. Well, you're so chill. He's a chill boy, you know that? Up. Ulf. Up. Good boy. Oh, row, row. Oh, row, row. You finding everything out? Hmm? You're a handsome boy. You're a handsome boy. Yeah. He's so fucking big. That makes 2? What do you mean that makes 2? Nope, that was only 1. I'll give him a second one. I'm not gonna turn that down. These guys, the orange ones. Probably chicken. You like chicken? There you guys go. I deem scream. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't hear it. Sorry, my bad. Not gonna really argue it. So, you baby boy. All right, where were we? Audacious swap, I think, right? 3 and a red, casualty 2. That means you sacrifice with something that has an attack power of 2 or multiple things, right? So you can sacrifice 2 like 1s for attack power, or a wolf that's a 2/2, right? So basically bear casualty. The owner of target non-enchantment permanent shuffles it into their library, then exiles the top card of their library. If it's a land card, they put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, they may cast it without paying its mana cost. This I will cast and do it to myself. So I'll do it to I'll sacrifice a wolf, shuffle a wolf token into my library, and then get something free out, right? And then I'll do it again. Right. So for the cost of 3 token wolves, I get I get my wolves back for 1. And for another, I get fucking whatever, God knows what, but I bet you it's pretty fucking cool. Second harvest, 2 green. For each token you control, put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that permanent. Fucking obvious shit is obvious, right? Imagine all the treasure tokens that it makes. Imagine all the wolf tokens it makes. Imagine all the food clues and everything else that it makes. Because Academy Manufacturer actually really likes my fucking hand. So every time I create a treasure, I create clues and foods as well, which is draw and life gain. Or if fucking Jahira's out there, they're ramp. So yeah, second harvest is great. Mox Tantalite suspends 0 for 3. So it stays out there for 3 turns. Then when it comes into the battlefield, it's tapped for 1 mana of any color and makes a wolf. Soul Talisman. It is literally Soul Ring that suspends itself for 3 turns, right? But you pay 1, suspend it for 3, comes into the battlefield, you tap it for colorless, right? It's just, I get a fucking wolf out of it. Nothing wrong with that. Bag of Holding, for 1, we already went through this one, so we're just going to skip that. Sensei's Divining Top, I think we went through it as well, but the way it works, right, you can pay 1, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put it back in any order you want, right? So you could scry for 3, right? And then, you know, you can tap, draw that card, and then pay 1, tap and discard a card, exile the top card of your library, and you may play that this turn. So you discard whatever card, and then, you know, you get your Sensei's Divining Top back, right? So it allows you to sift a little bit for free. It's just, it's a good tool. It's a good tool. Is it the best in this deck? Maybe not. But I like the way it works, especially when like Conspiracy Theorist is out there or Containment Construct. So, Soul Ring for obvious reasons. Arcane Signet for obvious reasons. Ashnod's Altar for fucking obvious reasons. I'm making all these goddamn wolf tokens. I might as well sacrifice them and give myself colorless, cast bigger shit. Right? Right. Right. Also, Ashnod's Altar with Mimic Vat, with Faldorn, and with Eternal Scourge is an infinite combo. Right? I sacrifice Eternal Scourge to Ashnod's Altar. Mimic Vat sees that. I imprint it because it does hit the graveyard first, right? I imprint it. It puts it out in exile. Okay. And then I'm allowed to fucking like pay 3, right? Because Faldorn creates a wolf, right? So I get infinite colorless mana. And then when I want, wait, pay 3, tap, create a token. That's a copy of card. It might not be infinite because it taps. I'm going to see if I might take that out. We'll see. We'll see. We'll put this in Commander Spellbook and see what's infinite with it. But I thought for sure Mimic Vat would be like fucking infinite with it. Isn't there a way to untap artifacts? I thought with like Faldorn, maybe. No, there was something. There was something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Whenever a non-token creature dies, you may exile that card. If you do, return each other card exiled with Mimic back to its owner's graveyard. Pay 3, tap, create a token that's a copy of card exiled with Mimic Vat. It gains haste, exile it at the beginning of the next end step. I don't know. Mimic Vat's just good to have in the deck, though. We'll see. Uba Mask. Uba Mask did some crazy shit one time. I was literally going off. I was popping off, and I had nothing to... I literally popped off my entire deck. The thing is, I can't give all my creatures haste. Some of my creatures have haste, but I can't give all my creatures haste. So, like, literally my entire deck was on the field. Right? My entire deck. Had a very little small graveyard. And Uba Mask says, if a player would draw a card, that player removes that card from the game face up instead. Each player may play cards he or she removed from the game with Uba Mask this turn. You don't draw, so you don't actually draw your last card, so therefore you don't lose the game. But also, this makes everybody do that, right? So everybody's playing, like, you know, they have to play that card that turn, right? And not all decks are set up to do that. So it ends up like fucking a lot of people. So here's a real fun one. 5 and a green. It's called Bootlegger's Stash Artifact. Lands you control have tap, create a treasure token. With as many token doublers as I have in this deck, my lands actually create more treasure tokens than they produce mana. right? It's almost like a Nyx Bloom Ancient in this deck, right? But for treasures, so they permanently stay there. And like if Jaheir is out there, they all tap for fucking green, right? It's pretty awesome. Bootlegger Stash did some fucking work. Exploration. It's just a beautiful card in this deck. And I get to play an extra land on each of my turns. It's very important that I play extra lands, because when you exile lands and you can't play them because you've already played your land that turn or whatever, or you've already exiled a land and you played it, then you can't play anymore. And you're like, well, fuck. That sucks. So it's just nice to have extra lands per turn. And it's just really good ramp. Beastmaster's Ascension, 2 and a green. Whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster's Ascension. As long as Beastmaster's Ascension has 7 more quest counters on it, creatures you control get +5/+5. This turns all my wolves into 7/7s. That's fucking scary. But just all my creatures too. So like even Dockside Extortion is just kind of scary as a fucking 6/7. You know what I mean? Like it fucking turns like even the weakest creatures kind of scary. So Beastmaster's Ascension is pretty awesome. It works wonders in this deck. Food Chain. Food Chain is Wish? Question mark? What do you mean Wish? You know what's funny? I've only ever seen people use Food Chain for its infinite. What I've hardly ever see people do, the Spell Wish. What about the Spell Wish? I never see people use Food Chain like it's intended to be. It's supposed to be a fucking Phyrexian Altar. A really good Phyrexian Altar. Exile a creature you control. Add X mana of any one color, where X is 1 plus the exiled creature card's mana value. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. Rulings. This mana may be used on additional costs to cast the spells, such as a kicker. This mana may not be used to pay cost imposed after the spell is initially cast. Whatever the fuck that means. However, yeah. It's with like Squee, right? You exile Squee to Food Chain. Well, Squee costs 3 mana, so you actually make 4 mana of any one color, right? So you make 4 green, right? And then Squee's exiled, but Squee says, or you make 4 red, right? So you do that like 4 turns, right? And then you can make green, right? So you exile Squee, make 4 red, right? Then you pay 3 of that red and you put Squee the Immortal back on the field, right? Same with Eternal Scourge, right? You may cast Eternal Scourge from exile. He's only a 3-drop, so 3, and it doesn't really matter what drop it is, right? So, but you know, you can do it to your wolf tokens, right? So wolf tokens have 0 mana, right? So you get 1 mana from them. It's a Phyrexian Altar for only creatures, but still. Parallel Lives. Effect would put 1 or more tokens onto the battlefield under your control. It puts twice that many tokens onto the battlefield instead. So if Dockside Extortionist makes 5 treasure tokens, I'm making 10. Jolene will really appreciate that because she says, no, you make 6. And then Parallel Lives says, no, you make 12. And then all of a sudden, Jolene the Plunder Queen is a fucking 12/12, and you have 2 extra treasure tokens. So, yeah. Possibility Storm, 3 red. This really puts a stop to motherfuckers. Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, then exile cards off the top of their library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. Whew. Kind of felt like Jim Carrey there for a second. In Ace Ventura when he's... Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it, then exiles the cast from the top of their library until he or she exiles a card that shares the card type with it. Oh yeah, Maven, did you hear my bathroom has been flooding? Yeah, I caught that at the beginning of the stream. Then Squatch said you just need to burn the motherfucker down and move. That player may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then he or she puts all cards exiled with Possibility Storm on the bottom of his or her library in a random order. So, yeah. People, you know, if they want to counter your shit, they actually have to cast like fucking Heroic Intervention and hope they land on a fucking counterspell. You know, or Fierce Guardianship or some shit. Right? So, it's just really funny. It puts a fucking stop to a lot of people. And it just really works with I'm calling code compliance tomorrow. There you go. Good for you. So it works really well, this deck. It kind of gets a lot of fucking hate. People really fucking hate it, but it works really well in the deck. So I don't know. I might take it out. I might not. It just depends on how much people really don't like going against it. I need some alcohol. Yeah, alcohol sounds good. You know, a real fucking cigar sounds good too. Man. I got like a fucking hair. Ugh. Yeah, that's a nose hair. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Code Elvis.
The great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. A huge supply of tish comes from my chocolate starfish. How about some scat, you little twat? Survive in here. You don't seem to know which creek you're in. Sweet corn is the only thing that makes it through my rear. How do you think I keep this lovely grin?
Okay. We're back. I had to fucking get my nose trimmer, man. I fucking had like a fucking nose hair. I kept fucking with my fucking nose hair, my mustache hairs here, and I was like, fucking stop. My fortune from 14 was grave misfortune. Then the next fucking day, my bathroom starts flooding. Jesus, dude, you can't win for losing, huh? So, all right, Primal Vigor. 4 and a green. If one or more tokens would be created, twice that many tokens are created instead, right? And then if one or more 1/1 counters would be put on a creature, put twice that many counters are put on that creature instead. So, you know, Jolene gets really fucking huge, actually. No shit. That's why I need some whiskey. I mean, I could drink for you if you want. I don't mind drinking a little bit. You want me to go get some fucking drink? I'll have a drink with you. I'll have a stogie with you too. I think I did promise you guys the Romeo Julieta, and I never got to it because Steph was here and she just can't handle like heavy cigar smoke. What? All right, cool. Can you? I don't know. I sadly don't have alcohol. You want me to drink for you? Oh, this is gonna be good. We have alcohol.
I almost said we did, but we did.
Hold on. I'm gonna go get some. Okay. I didn't have that much of the Kraken left. So I grabbed a little shot that Cappy gave me. We'll just have a little bit. All right, there's the cap. For those that don't know, you put your oh shit. If you put your cigar on the table and your cutter, right, and down, like such, squeeze it together, it will cut the tip of your cigar perfectly, like depth-wise. Every time. Doesn't matter the cigar, really. This is a smaller cigar, roundness-wise. So I didn't want to use my cat eye cutter because I'm afraid I'd cut way too much off of it. Ooh, this smells good. Well, I fucking torched an end. It might canoe on me. Oh, fuck, that's good. That is good. Okay. So, yeah, okay. Primal Vigor, 1/1 counters, twice that many counters instead. It's really nice. I revisited 6 and 10. Nice. Both are excellent Final Fantasies. Reign of Riches right here is 3 red. When Reign of Riches enters the battlefield, you create 2 treasure tokens. The first spell you cast each turn that mana from a treasure was spent to cast gives it Cascade. So it's just the first spell you cast each turn that uses mana from a treasure, right? So you can cast plenty of spells beforehand. So Like, let's say you cast Raid of Riches, it creates 2 treasure tokens, but you did it with pure mana, right? Or a rock or whatever, right? Then you're able to, you know, cast it. Now, I wonder, how does that work with, there's no rulings for it. So I'm guessing if you Jaheira's out there, you tap a treasure for just a green mana without sacrificing it, then that still counts, because it says the first spell you cast each turn, that mana from a treasure was spent to cast has Cascade. The mana still technically came from a treasure, right? So then it would still have Cascade, and you don't even have to sacrifice the treasure. But it gives it Cascade. So it's just another, it's a one-time wild magic sorcerer, right? With a little bit of ramp. It's technically a 3-drop, because it gives you the 2 treasures. Oh yeah, definitely canoe it. I thought I would too. Shit. It does not go with the Kraken. This is a super mellow cigar. The Kraken's just too much. But we do have this Maker's Mark here. I'm afraid, because I don't know if this Maker Mark actually has a cap or not, if it's just the wax. Okay. It actually has a cap. There. I'll wait for Awesome to come back. So, Raid of Riches is okay. They give stuff Cascade. Cascade's really awesome for this. Stolen Strategy, 1 and a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the... Welcome back. I said I was going to wait. So, I waited till you're back. Here I go. God, I fucking hate whiskey. Fucking Baker's Mark is nasty, dude. I don't know how people drink that shit. Whew. Ugh. Anyways. Stolen Strategy. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of each opponent's library. Until end of turn, you may cast those spells from among those exiled cards, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells. Bum-ba-dum-ba-bum. Obviously winning. So, you know, 3 exiled cards. It's more draw. This is nothing but ramp and draw, fellas. Nothing but ramp and draw. And bigness. Because unnatural growth. 1 green, 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 green. At the beginning of each combat, not just yours, each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control till the end of turn. So, like, I mean, that really helps, man. Fucking 2/4 Dockside Extortionist is actually something. You know what I mean? A 4/2 Containment Construct? Probably not. I don't know. A little worried about losing that guy. A 4/4 Conspiracy Theorist is pretty good. Just saying. Like, anything above 4 is usually pretty good. So, yeah. Unnatural Growth's pretty good. As for the lands... well, we might want to add 1 or 2. I don't know. Cinderglade, Command Tower, Crag Crown, Exotic Orchard, Firelit Thicket, 8 Forests, Game Trail, Kessig Wolf Run. Kessig Wolf Run does give them trample and +X +O. Mossfire Valley, Moss Warp Bridge, which Moss Warp Bridge has Hideaway. So when it enters the battlefield, you look at the top 4 cards of your library, exile 1 face down underneath, and then you can pay a green and tap it, and you cast that exiled card, so long as you have a power of total 10 on the board. 9 mountains, Rockvale, Rootbound Crag, Spine Rock Knoll. It's the same thing as Mosswort Bridge, except for your opponents have to have had 7 or more damage dealt to them. So, same thing with the Hideaway, though. Spire Garden, Stomping Ground, Thespian Stage, which can be any land on the battlefield that you change it to, right? And then Wooded Foothills. Let's see here. With as much ramp as in this deck, I bet you I could get away with 30 lands. As long as I get like a decent enough man at hand at the beginning. There's a lot of decks I got like that have like 30 lands just because the ramp in it's so good. You know, so long as I have like 1 or 2 mana, I'm solid. And it's the same with this deck. So long as I have like 1 or 2 mana in my hand, I'm fucking solid. I can just fucking run with it. Now, my question to you guys is, we have Minxcamboo, Awaken the Woods, and Green Slime to throw in here. What all do you guys think? I'm thinking maybe Creative Technique, take that out, and then put the Awaken Woods in. Now that we ran through the deck, what do you guys think? Awakened Woods for Creative Technique. That's the Demonstrate one. Shuffle your library, reveal cards from the top of it, reveal a non-land card exiled with this, then put the rest on the bottom of your library, and you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. It is a 5-drop. Granted, I could do it twice, but I have to let an opponent do it as well. Or do you guys have something else that you're just like, don't really belong? Because Awaken the Woods with all the doubling. Oh, by the way, here very soon, I am buying a doubling season. A doubling season for sure is going in the next couple weeks. Just so you know. And doubling season says if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many tokens instead. And if effect would put 1 or more counters on a permanent you control, it puts twice that many counters on that permanent instead. That actually goes for loyalty counters with the planeswalkers, by the way. So that +1's actually a +2. That +1's actually a +2. Right? So just so we know. And that's why I want to put Minxcamboo in here as well. I want Awaken the Woods, Minxcamboo, and maybe Green Slime. I'm on the fence with Green Slime. But I definitely want to get Awaken the Woods and Minxcamboo in here. Man, I don't think we got time for Witch Pigeon tonight. We're already past time. I'm getting no answers at all. Just fucking crickets. Fucking crickets from you guys. Shit, are we? Yeah, it's 9:15, bro. Shit. The only downside to Awaken the Woods is that I don't know if Can you pay X while it's in exile? Maybe not if it's a free cost, right? You can't do it if it's free, but you could do it if it's So if that's the case, let's take out Possibility Storm. Right? Because that puts me in a lock with it, right? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't. There's no option to actually pay for it with mana. So I think we take Possibility Storm out, put Awaken Woods in, and then take Creative Technique out and put Minxcamboo in. Because Minxcamboo is definitely draw plus a creature, right? And then Possibility Storm, A, it just pisses people off and literally makes me the target. And then B, it also allows like a little bit more breathing room for Awaken the Woods. Like a lot more breathing room, actually. Does that sound good? Did we just figure it out? Because I will most certainly put Creative Technique in Gahiji. That is definitely a Gahiji card. I believe so. Fuck yeah. So we'll remove Creative Technique and Possibility Storm. Fucking wild. And then we'll move Awaken the Woods into the deck. And Minxcamboo. We're going to revisit this in a few weeks. Okay. There we go. Look at him. All happy throwing his hamster. He's so fucking big too. So I bet you he slapped that shit in Gahiji immediately. Exactly. That fucking, yeah. Right? That's what I was thinking. Like, I was like, take it out of this. It's good in this, but is it as good as a Awaken the Woods? Maybe. Maybe not. But with Paradox, or not Paradox, but Possibility Storm taken out and Minxcamboo put in, it gives it more of a chance. A lot more of a chance. Because I think that's the only one. It's one of few that just say you cast it without paying its mana cost. Other than like Cascades. Which at that time I'm just gonna have to cut my losses. Whatever. You know. Be sad days when it hits, but like, is it gonna hit all the time? Probably not. Sweet. So, Possibility Storm. It's obnoxious. I've always thought it was fun, but people fucking hate it. There it is. Lovely little parrot. Possibilities. Hey, look, there's Creative Technique. My kitten he's forcing my foot out of my shoes. Kick that motherfucker. Meow. Okay. Blam. Remember when everyone freaked out on me when I played it and I was just being goofy with it? Yeah. Yeah, like, you know, my play group. My play group absolutely despises Possibility Storm. Like, they really hate it. It's not a fun card for them. And honestly, I don't want it to be like that. So they're okay with land destruction. They're okay with illegal cards. They're okay with a lot of shit. But every time you play fucking Possibility Storm, they fucking bitch. So, you know, you know? All right. Wake in the Woods. By the way, Harley, was you here or zoning out when I read Awake in the Woods? Do you want me to read you Awake in the Woods? Nah, you was here? Okay. So you know it creates X fucking Dryad Arbors? Oh, fucking awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna need it for Omnath. Non-optional. Oh, your Wooburg Omnath makes infinite mana and then makes infinite dryads. Oh, Dryad Arbor, yeah. Which are infinite lands as well. Oh. God, Maker's Mark is nasty. And then Minx and Boo. I love Minx and Boo so much. Like, whenever he throws Boo at like an enemy, I think like he's just so fucking crazy that he doesn't realize that he just fucking splats Boo upon the enemy. Right? And he just thinks Boo's over there fucking attacking. And I think he's just got a bag of infinite gerbils. Or hamsters or whatever. Infinite landfall cubed. All right. We're gonna I promised we'd check this out on Commander Spellbook. Right. Yeah, we had Teysa. Me and Squatch were doing a Teysa thing. And we found out Teysa had a lot more combos in it than I thought. Clear deck list. We're gonna boop. And then Beastmaster Gold Edition. Baldorn, the Dreadwolf Herald. Find new combos. There's probably like 2, maybe 3. 6 Google Pixel squared. Oh, Googleplex. Yeah. Four combos. Okay. So there's Squee the Immortal and Food Chain, Eternal Scourge and Food Chain, Naflsheet, Eternal Scourge, Ashnod's Altar, and Mimic Vat. Oh, okay, okay. And then Faldorn, Eternal Scourge, Ashnod's Altar, and Mimic Vat. Okay. So I saw this combo. We're going to see how these work. I didn't know Naflsheet was one too. Okay. All permanents on the battlefield. Activate Ashnod's Altar by sacrificing Eternal Scourge, adding colorless. You need one colorless available. Cast Eternal Scourge from exile by paying 3. Like the actual card? Okay. Naflsheet triggers, creating a token copy of Eternal Scourge with haste. Activate Ashnod's Altar by sacrificing the Eternal Scourge token by adding colorless. Repeat. Infinite colorless mana. Infinite creature tokens with haste. Infinite death triggers. Infinite ETBs, LTBs, infinite sacrifice tokens, and infinite sacrifice triggers, and infinite storm count. And 9 decks according to EDH Rec. And I'm one of them. Okay. And Faldorn? Activate Ashnod's Altar by sacrificing Eternal Scourge, adding colorless. Okay. Mimic Vat triggers, exiling Eternal Scourge from your graveyard. Cast Eternal Scourge from exile by paying 3. Faldorn triggers, creating a 2/2 wolf creature token. Activate Ashnod's Altar by sacrificing the wolf, adding colorless. Repeat. Okay. So you just need Mimic Vat to exile Eternal Scourge. It's just a way for you to get him out there in exile. Got you. You don't actually create the token. It's just to start getting him out there. So Mimic Vat is actually available for use after that. Okay. I see what's going on there now. You don't use the Mimic Vat. In my mind, I'd use Mimic Vat, right? You don't actually pay 3 tap and use the Mimic Vat. You just cast Eternal Scourge and sack Eternal Scourge himself. Mimic Vat was just a way to get him exiled. Which before I just food chain him out. So that makes Eternal Scourge actually more useful in this deck than the others. There's also 26 other potential combos found. Yes, Aggravated Skull Assault is actually one of the cards. So these are the upgrades I'm getting for Faldorn here in a couple weeks. Okay. I'm gonna get a Besiju, which Besiju was in here before, but I moved it to Kadena. I'm gonna go ahead and get an Avendo in here because the guy has Cradle's good in any deck that creates a lot of fucking tokens. And then a 3-tree city. For those who don't know this card, let's bring up the card thing. Check this one out, guys. As 3-tree city enters, choose a creature type. Tap, add colorless. Pay 2 and tap, choose a color, add an amount of mana of that color equal to the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. So it's a Gaia's Cradle that you have to pay 2 to tap, right? That's mana of any color. Let's go. On a fucking land. So that's going in there. Oh, it's a better unclaimed territory. I love sharing stuff that I find with you guys because you're all like, whoa. But of course, I besiege you because, you know, it's a fucking land, but you could also destroy an artifact. Right? And a Avendo. Like, Avendo is going to be like one of my new favorite lands. I need to get a few more of those because Gaia's Cradles are fucking crazy good. So yeah, I'm getting these 3 lands. They're going to go in here. They're going to be one of the 33, right? Hello, Slivers. Right? I figured you guys would like that. So I don't know about Curse of Opulence. I do need a Curse of Opulence. It creates a gold token. I double tokens, blah, blah, blah. So I was thinking about Curse of Opulence. I'm definitely putting an aggravated assault in here, and we're going to go multiple combats with this bitch. So we're going to do aggravated assault because like all the treasure tokens I make, I might not need infinite mana to do it. I just have fucking enough. You know what I mean? So aggravated assault is one that I'm fucking wanting to get. Let's just go ahead and add one so we can highlight what I'm buying, right? I'm going to spend a little bit of magic. I'm going to have a little bit of magic money this paycheck since Christmas isn't around. And we'll go through what I'm putting in here. Because some I already have. Mark of Psycho is really good. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put that in here too. We're grabbing a Mark of Psycho. I know it's the Kiko. It's just Psycho. Just let me have it. Okay. Oh, yeah. Add one of these. So we're going to have another like really big changeover come in the next few weeks. We're going to add Party Thrasher to this deck, which is 1 in a red. Non-creature spells you cast from exile have Convoke. Bro. Convoke for non-creature spells. That means I could tap my wolves and cast fucking crazy shit from the fucking exile, right? Like that Awake in the Woods. Oh, I tap 10 fucking wolves and I create 8. Oh, wait. 16. Oh, wait. 32. Oh, wait. 64 fucking, you know what I mean? Like 64 fucking doubly seasons. You know what I mean? Like, or 64 fucking Dryad Arbors, right? I'm just saying, like, he's going to be really good. Oh, yeah. By the way, that's not the only fucking thing he says. He also says at the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may discard a card. If you do, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. Yes, we're going to put fucking Party Thrasher up in this motherfucker. Okay. Hellkite Charger, flying, haste. Whenever a Hellkite Charger attacks, you may pay 5 red. If you do, untap all attacking creatures. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Yeah. Duh. Duh. Infinite combats. Let's go. Okay. Because like even like Jalira, right? So like he's 5 red specifically, right? Jaheira, like I pay like 5 fucking green for the green and then just 2 red, right? I sacrifice 2 treasure tokens or tap 2 of my fucking lands, whatever the fuck it is, right? And I can have another fucking combat over and over and over again. Oh, wait. Savage Vent Maul. 3 red, 3 green. We're 1 less than the 7, but that makes it even easier because I got my red spent. So instead, I just tap 1. Savage Vent Maul says, flying, when this creature attacks, add 3 red, 3 green until the end of your turn. You don't lose mana as steps and phases end. I actually have this card right now. I just want to get the other cards to go with it before I slot them in here. Okay. Aggravated Assault, 2 in a red, pay 3 red, untap all creatures you control. After this main phase, there's an additional combat phase, followed by an additional main phase. Activate only as a sorcery. Infinite combats. Mark of Psycho. Imagine that. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, add that much green to your mana pool. This mana doesn't cause mana burn until the end of the turn. This mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as steps and phases end. Good call, Squatch. Good call. So I just wanted to show you the upgrades that I'm getting for this deck. Like the ones I'm actually buying or have to buy, with the exception of Savage Vent Maul. So that Party Thrash is gonna fucking bring a whole new ball game to this fucking deck. Huge. What's a bitchin' ass enchantment? Oh, Mark of Psycho. Yeah. I need another one. Yeah, you do. Nyx Boom Ancient. If you tap for mana, it makes 3 mana. Yeah. Yeah, but it's not for any color. However, check this out. Dryad of Elysian Grove. Awaken the Woods with 3 Dryad Arbors out there. They are lands, technically. So they are every basic land type. Therefore, they will tap for red. Just saying. There's always ways to go. Always ways around. This is some big mana green shit. And if it didn't have like so much like fucking cast for free shit in there, there'd be a lot more X drops up in this bitch. However, this is fine. This is fine. It's going to be really hard next week or in the next couple weeks figuring out what we're going to flop out for these. It's just something to look forward to, guys. Real quick, I'm taking out Isochron Scepter for Spelltithe Enforcer. I love me some X drops. I know you do. You have the perfect commander for X drops, though. That I gave you out of my Otrimi deck. Otrimi's a really hard deck. I should probably show people Otrimi. Otrimi's fucking weird. But yeah, I'm putting Spelltithe Enforcer in my Witcher Pigeon deck. We will go through Witcher Pigeon tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and put Spelltithe Enforcer in here. And I'm actually taking Isochron Scepter out. Reasons. It's powerful, and it does a lot of shit. But we're taking it out. What's the worst deck to give a new player? Witcher Pigeon. Bro, Witcher Pigeon's so fucking complicated. I mean, Squatch gave me a fucking counters deck. He gave me like a fucking Azuri the Fangclaw or whatever the fuck it was. Like, and it was like a counters matters deck. Like, and it just fucking constantly doubled counters everywhere, and I had to keep track of all these fucking little counters and shit. And it was my first deck I ever played that was Commander. And it was the most complicated fucking shit. I was constantly missing triggers and everything, and I was getting like a little bit upset at it. I really was. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming. Blue Mage's Cane would be a funny card. Probably. We'll go through Witcher Pigeon tomorrow. I'm going to go. I'm going to get off here. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? I'll play it now, no problem. As a learning deck, it fucking sucked. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll go through Witcher Pigeon. I'm just going to go ahead and put Spelltithe Enforcer in here tomorrow, and we'll talk about the reason why I took Isochron Scepter out. All right? All right, bye. I said bye.